to another yoga studio. I'm Kat, for those of you who haven't joined us for a video before, and it's great to have everyone along for our winter solstice themed yoga flow. So when you're ready, we are going to come round onto your back. So making sure you've got any props, supports, straps or anything like that you need handy, and then we're going to come to lie on the floor, knees bent, one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. You could bring the knees together if you want. Close your eyes. Just taking a moment to settle in. Bringing the attention to the breathing. Noticing the inhale and the exhale. So slow the breathing down. Taking time to fill the belly and fill the chest. I'm going to gently open the eyes. Bring the feet and the legs, they just come together. Arms resting by your side. And then as we inhale, open the knees out to the side. Float the arms back. Exhale, circle the arms around as you bring the knees together. So inhale, take the arms back, open the knees. Exhale, circle the arms around, bring the knees together. So we're going to do that 3 more times, just starting to get the hips and the shoulders moving. Finding that coordination of the movement and the breath. And then walking the feet away, take the arms back. Inhale, stretch out from fingers to toes. And then we're going to exhale, hug the right knee up in towards your chest. A nice tight squeeze in there. Keeping the feet flexed and active. And then as you exhale, let the knee fall away from you. It's just guiding it with the right hand so it comes out to the side and up towards the shoulder. Starting to open through the hips a little bit. Just breathe here. And then you can either stay here, or we're going to come down and find the right ankle or the right foot, opening the sole of the foot to the ceiling so you come into a half happy baby pose. And then take the right leg down, float the arms back, take another inhale, stretch out from fingers to toes. And then exhale, hug the left knee up in towards your chest. So again, we've got the feet flexed, feet active, keep the shoulders relaxed. Starting to work into the left hip, taking some big breaths in. And then we're going to exhale, take the knee again to the side. So just support it with the left hand. Try to keep the right hip anchored down, so we're not rolling and just twisting over onto the left hip. And then choice if you want to just find the ankle or the foot and move through into that half happy baby pose. Still squeezing the knee down into the shoulder. And then release the left foot down. Inhale, stretch out from fingers to toes again. And then as you exhale, we're going to roll up to sitting, just reaching forwards then towards the toes. Inhale, rolling back. Floating the arms back and round. Exhale, you roll up and reach towards your toes. Finding plenty of movements through the spine as we curl down. Don't worry if you can't come all the way up off the floor. Maybe just try a little partial roll down towards the mat before reaching towards the toes. The last one. And then we're going to come up to sitting. Nice and tall. Hug the right knee in towards you. Getting in as close as you can, sit nice and tall, and then we're going to reach forward. So you might want to just shuffle the right foot just a little way out to the side. So you can bring your chest then forwards over the left leg, maybe trying a little wrap and bind of the arms back behind you. Even if they become part way, you can still start to reach the hands back. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, twist. Hug the right up leg with the left arm. Look back behind you. Starting to work a little bit more into the spine. As we twist here, working into the belly. And then inhale, come back into the center. Stretch the right leg out, and then as you exhale, hug the left knee in again, nice and tight up towards the chest. Shuffle it out that little way, so then you can just bring the body forwards, down over the right leg. Option to find that little wrap, that little bind with the arms if you want. Breathing here as you stretch through the back, stretch through the legs and the hips. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, wrap the right arm around the left leg again. Left fingertips just behind there for a little bit of support as we twist to the left. Just breathe in. See if you can breathe into the belly. And then we're going to inhale, come back into the middle. Just bringing the feet then back behind you, or maybe you're rolling over cross legs, so you can come into a tabletop position. So we're going to bring the knees into the hips, hands under the shoulders, working through our cat stretch. As you inhale, arch the chest to the floor. Exhale, round up, pressing the chest towards the ceiling. Inhale, press the sternum to the floor. Meet the shoulders in the middle of the spine, and then exhale, round, push the shoulders away from each other. Finishing with our little cat stretch towards the ceiling. Come back into neutral. Tuck the toes under. Exhale, fly the hips up and back. as you come into your Ardha Mukha Savasana, your downward facing dog. So adding a little bit of movement in here as we just ease the body into this triangle shape, maybe the hips and the shoulders need a little bit of movement. And then exhale, send the heels to the floor. Doing the best you can to just release the heels down and lift the hips. Exhale, start to bring yourself up towards the hands. So just take as many steps as you need to. Nice bend in the knees, roll forwards, bring the hands onto the back of the head, tuck the chin in. Let the spine stretch towards the floor. Exhale, release the hands down, roll up through your spine. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, bending from the hips, swan dive forwards, bring your chest down as close as you can towards the knees. So hands can rest on the thighs, the shins or the mat. And then as you exhale, slowly round back up through the spine. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, bring the hands to your heart as you sink back into chair pose. So just spreading the toes out on the floor, relax your shoulders, squeeze the belly in. And then we're going to exhale, release the fingertips down towards the floor. Step back with the left leg, coming into that lunge position. And then as you exhale, just pull the hips behind you, pyramid pose. So inhale, bring the knee over the ankle. Exhale, pull back to pyramid. So if it helps to just bring the hands in a little bit, closer underneath you, bring the hands in. You've always got the option of having your hands on blocks. And an inhale, come back into that lunge position. Bring the right foot back to join the left to plank, and we're going to exhale, lower all the way down towards the floor. Inhale, lift up with the chest. Exhale, peel or roll the body back towards the floor. So inhale, peel up. Cobra. Exhale, roll back down. So we're going to go for one more. And then exhale, push it back through into that downward facing dog. So add a little bit of movement in here if you want. Otherwise, we're just going to hold in stillness. And then hop or step up towards the top of the mat, just taking as many steps as you need to again. Bending the knees, exhale, roll up through to the tips of your fingers. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, sit back into your chair pose. So again, we're going to squeeze the belly in, squeeze the glutes in. Press the weight down evenly through both feet. And then exhale, take the fingertips down towards the floor, step back with the right leg. So moving through our pyramid pose, exhale, pull the left hip back. Inhale, bend the knee to lunge. Exhale, pull it back. Inhale, bend. So we're just trying to keep the hips square as we rock back through to pyramid. One more. Come back into that lunge position. Step back through to your plank. And then exhale, lower all the way back down towards the floor. We're going to inhale, lift up onto the shoulders, or onto the elbows, sorry, to Sphinx pose. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Just bring the left hand across to the right. Bend the right foot. See if you can reach round. Find the right foot or the right ankle to hold on to. Gently squeeze the heel bend down in towards you. Breathe into those tight spots in the legs, the hips if you can find them. And then release it, take it down. Bring the Elbows back and underneath the shoulders and lift the chest again. Right hand's going to come to the left as you breathe out, bend the left knee. See if you can reach around, find the left foot, and then again, just squeeze the heel a little way down, in towards the hips if you can. Good, strong breath in here. And then we're going to release the left foot down. Exhale, push back into your child's pose. So letting the hips sink back as best they can in towards you. Just using any blocks or supports you want here. Maybe put the head underneath the hand, on top of the hands. And then we're going to come forwards. Back onto your hands and knees. Tucking the toes under, lift back up into downward facing dog. And then hop, step, come towards the top of the mat again. Big breath in, and then as you exhale, come to your forward fold. And then bend the knees, roll up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down into your centre. We're going to breathe, squeeze the belly in. Breathe out, take the right knee up. See if you can open it out to the side and then bring it into your tree pose. You've either got the foot on the thigh or on the calf. Just watch it's not on the knee. Focus your eyes. And then take the right foot down. Exhale, squeeze the belly and take the left knee up. Open out to the side. And again, we're going to bring the foot either onto the thigh or onto the calf. Pressing the foot and the leg together. So we want to be pressing into the knee joints. Focus the eyes. And then release the left knee down. We're going to inhale, stretch up. Exhale, take it back down towards the floor into that forward fold. Just walking the feet a little bit wider than so they're underneath the hips. Take the hands a little way out in front of you, and as you exhale, we're going to shift the weight onto the right leg. Take the left leg up. So you're moving through into sort of like a warrior three position with the leg. We're going to find our half moon pose. So if you can, exhale, turn the big toe to look out to the side. Maybe bring the left hand onto your hip. Maybe reach to the ceiling. If you're feeling good with your balance, try and look out to the side. Take the hand down and just drop that left foot then back behind you, walking the hands in. Shuffle the right foot a little bit wider out to the side. Take the left knee down towards the floor. We're going to come into our pigeon pose. So letting the hips drop towards the mat. See if you can maybe bring yourself down onto the elbows or a block or a cushion, if that helps. So breathe here. Fab. We're going to take ourselves back up onto the hands. Tuck the back toes under, just shuffling the foot in a little bit. Exhale, squeeze the belly in, pull the right leg up. See if you can come down then into that pigeon pose with the knee coming out to the side. Shuffle the left leg back again, put in any blocks or supports you need in, underneath the hips. And then as you exhale, see if you can come forwards then either down onto the elbows or maybe reaching the hands out in front. We want to keep the hips as square as we can, so try and press the front of the left hip forwards and pull the the back of the right hip behind you. Good. Inhale, lift yourself up through onto the hands. Step back into plank. And then as you exhale, we're going to come all the way down towards the floor again. Inhale, reach the hands back behind you, clasp them together. We're going to take the chest up, take the legs up, come to locust pose. Exhale, release it. Pushing back through into that child's pose again. And then bring yourself back up onto your hands and knees. Tucking the toes under, exhale, lift up through to downward facing dog. And then bring yourself up towards the top of the mat. So hop, step, do whatever you need to. We're going to come into that forward fold position again. Hands coming out in front that little way. Weight shifting onto the left leg. Take the right leg up as you exhale. See if you can roll the hips to look out to the side. Bring the right hand up onto the hip. Maybe stretch it up to the ceiling. Try looking out to the side if you can. Back. Keep it there. Breathe. Don't worry about the wobbles. And then take the hand down, walking the hands back in. Step back with the right leg. Shuffle the left leg a little bit wider. Bring the right knee down towards the floor. And we're going to try and come through to that lizard pose again. So again, stay on the hands if it helps. Put a block underneath the arms if you want, or even come down towards the floor. And then we're going to take ourselves up onto the hands. Tuck the back toes under, squeeze the belly in, lift the left leg up, place it down into that pigeon pose, walking the hips back. Try to keep the hips square, so again, right hip pushes forward, left hip pulls back, support the hips if you need it, and then we're just going to bring ourselves as far down towards the floor as we feel we can. Breathe here. And then as you inhale, sit yourself or push your chest up. Exhale, take the right leg round. Coming to face the front, bring the feet together, hold around the backs of the thighs, sit tall, squeeze the belly in, and we're going to just rock back that little bit into our boat pose. So keeping the knees bent or straightening them. We're going to try and see if we can release the hands, find our Kali Mudra. So we've got the hands clasped together, index fingers pointed up, and maybe reach the arms up or out towards the toes. Keep breathing here, squeeze the belly in. Again, we can accept the wobbles here. Smile. And then exhale, release it. Find the backs of the thighs. Take your knees down. We're just going to cross the legs in an easy seated pose. Take the hands a little way back behind you. And as you exhale, squeeze the knees towards the floor. Lift the hips up. So open out through the front of the hip flexors after your boat pose. And then release, come down, stretch the feet out in front. Bring the feet together, reach the arms up, and then exhale, come into forward fold. So belly and chest coming over the thighs. So just trying to release in Paschimottanasana, letting the belly and the chest fall forwards. The shoulders need to be relaxed. Breathe here. Inhale, sit up. Exhale as you curl back down towards the floor. Opening out from fingers to toes with the inhale, and then as you exhale, bend the knees. Bring the soles of the feet together to Supta Baddha Konasana. We're going to open the arms out to the side, and then see if we can just make those goddess arms or those cactus arms either side of you. Pressing the arms and the shoulders back in towards the floor. Maybe close the eyes here as you take some big breaths in. And then as you exhale, keep the arms where they are if you can, and we're going to roll the left knee over on top of the right. Find a little twist. Maybe look towards the left arm. And then as you exhale, open back out to Supta Baddha Konasana. Inhale here, and then exhale, roll the right knee over the left. Again, try and keep the arms where they are. Try and look over towards the right arm. Exhale, open the knees back out. Release the hands, squeeze the knees back in towards each other, and take a little hug of the knees. Draw some little circles here, one way with the knees, and then take those circles back the other way. And then we're going to bring the feet down towards the floor. Just find a comfortable position to lie in. So keep the knees bent if you want. Otherwise, slide the feet away. Just let the arms relax to either side as you come into Shavasana. Just take 2 or 3 big breaths in. And as you just try and let the body melt back down into the floor, letting the mind quieten. Excuse me. Let the breathing come back to normal. So you just rest here a moment. When you're ready, we'll start to stretch out through the hands and the feet, floating the arms back past your head. Take a big breath in as you stretch out from fingers to toes, and then exhale, hug the knees in towards you. Finding your way to come up to sitting. We're going to just take a big stretch up with the arms. Exhaling as you bring your hands down to your center. Just acknowledging your work with Namaste. Good. Well, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up or leave a comment. Remember, you can always subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all our latest videos. And I look forward to seeing you again soon on that. Take care now. Bye.